gentlemen, boys and girls, giant monster fans of all ages, welcome back to another very exciting episode of the greatest show on the internet, Taun Can't Play. With me as always, the beautiful, the vomit mouth. What the heck's going on with this friend of mine?
Ooh.
It's Preston Black.
Hey, Molly Moons has a lemon meringue pie vegan ice cream flavor right now, and I thought it was great, and the ghost hated it, and she just needed that reassurance.
Wow. How could you say something so challenging before I even finished the introduction?
No, go ahead. Come on.
What if we had lemon meringue fans in the audience right
I think
now?
it's great. I think it's delicious.
And hanging out with him, your best friend who never has challenging opinions about ice cream, it's Chow Boy, Taun Mitchell. What's up? These muscles? All mine.
Taun, what's your favorite ice cream flavor?
Here's the thing, don't have much of a sweet tooth. So I very rarely, I don't eat a lot of ice
Because
cream.
you're so sweet already.
Exactly. It's hard broiled into my core. It's just a part of who I am. But probably anything with like, anything with like
Gross.
cake batter or brownie batter chunks.
Okay.
That's gonna fuck me right up. That's the good shit right there.
I appreciate that you're like, I don't really have much of a sweet tooth, but my favorite ice cream flavors are the sweetest possible.
Yeah, they are, aren't they? Huh? I guess I didn't think about that very much.
Did that large monster that you were just fighting just turn into a bunch of trucks? Like my toys?
Yeah. No, there he is.
Oh, okay.
Maybe can go far. One of my favorite critiques, while we're on the topic from 1 week ago when we were talking shit about Overwatch, one of my favorite critiques I've ever seen someone express in a game, which they were being shit. That's a odd butthole, huh? It was kind of shitty.
He's talking right out of it, though.
Ugh. It was kind of shitty because they were using it as a way to like mock everyone for having fun in the game.
Ooh, blur that out.
Ugh,
No, it's a...
that big old dingle dongle.
Is it a statue? Does that count? I know
don't know.
YouTube doesn't like penises.
Jalapenos. Oh, what a dramatic moment that's been interrupted. But our team was inarguably performing very poorly. Oh wow,
Same.
what an emotional moment. And pretty much everyone was just rushing in to the fight, to the team fight, and getting wiped out immediately. Rush in, get wiped out. Rush in, get wiped out. And someone said, "Jesus fucking Christ, guys, pick a different character." It's like watching a toddler just smash their superheroes or their toys against each other, hoping for something to happen. And like, shit, you're right, that's really all we're doing. We're all action figures just bouncing off of each other.
Wow, so meta.
Yeah.
Bob, and I didn't make any time
Bugger.
for pillow talk.
I too often neglect to schedule out my pillow talk time. Oh,
Oh,
poor buddy was almost out of there.
who's a good boy?
Excuse you? What a good boy. Is that what she said?
I said, who's a good boy?
Oh, who is a good boy?
Yeah, who is?
Preb is.
Oh,
What are you doing this weekend?
It's me.
I'm thinking about going to wrestling. I should have opened with that on Saturday. Friday,
also-
I meant to say.
I'm also thinking about going to wrestling.
Local? Or otherwise?
No, local.
3-2?
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
Probably the same one, yeah.
Just for some reason, the way you said it initially, it made it sound like I'm thinking about going to wrestling, but
Because I don't have anything better.
it's in Japan. I'm flying there. They're flying me there.
Did you get your Battle Mania tickets? Are you going to Battle Mania? Because I think it's on the same night as regular Mania.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'd prefer to go to Battlemania, but when I went to go order 2 tickets for it, the internet said that was going to be about $80, so I had to take a minute and think about it.
Dang.
After, because it's only like $24, but then stupid fucking online fees make it goddamn like 40.
Yeah. That's crazy. I've noticed that, like, sometimes if I see the capture starting to lag, like it's about to give out, if I just move the mouse, it seems to, like, do just fine.
Maybe it's a computer RAM issue. There, I said it.
Wow. What would fix that?
Adding more RAM,
No.
running fewer programs in the background, heat-seeking missiles,
Ooh, heat-seeking missiles.
piranhas, triangulation,
I
space.
don't think I'm running much of anything in the background.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Maybe I just need to...
Well, you might be running Steam. You running Steam? Is your Steam auto launch? What are you running down there that you need to be? I don't know.
Skype.
Yeah,
Get out of here,
the
Skype.
fuck is
Who
Skype doing?
gives a shit?
In front of God and everyone?
Maybe I should do this right now.
Maybe not the most ideal moment. Oh, I can't believe I spent all that time and forgot to use my new weapon. It's because we got it off air.
Sorry.
Route 666.
How many chapters are there? Because when I looked at the
Why are
golden
you
LPs,
just
it
counting down
listed.
moments till it's over?
I'm just curious.
Are you even having fun?
Yeah, of course I am. Jesus.
Sorry.
Never mind. I don't even
What were you
wanna
saying? No,
know.
what were you
I don't
saying?
know. I don't want to know anymore.
When you were looking at golden LPs, say the rest
Well,
of
it
your
lists
thing.
the next one is chapter 9, and then it doesn't list anymore. So
Really?
is chapter 9 the last one, or is it 10, 11? I gotta figure probably.
So for a frame of reference, chapter 7 was basically just that boss fight we just did. So sometimes chapters can be very short. I think there's around 12 or 13,
Okay.
but I could easily be wrong, as I've so often been before.
Yeah. Okay. So it's like a 8 to 10 hour game.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. Cool.
About right-ish.
Do.
For casual play, I mean, obviously people
Oh, yeah, I'm sure you can
playing this
go
more
in
than
deep.
once.
Yeah.
Because I believe this has New Game Plus, so I can keep all my power-ups, but I might be wrong about that too, as I'm so often am.
No, you're never wrong about anything.
If you want... Oh, I can interrupt that.
Just
That's kind of
Overwatch,
cool.
I guess, huh?
Yeah, just Overwatch. It's not a big deal.
What is this, 2016?
It's actually when it came out. Good job.
Yeah, thanks.
I always simultaneously think it's a lot older than it is and a lot younger than it is.
Does it? Well, it does a really good job of keeping itself fresh and relevant. Apparently.
They better get better about doing it if they want to continue to be able to brag about that.
Really?
Yeah.
Are they kind of tapering off?
Yeah, they've invested a lot of their resources and time into growing their esports aspect of it. And so because of that, like, in the first year, there was a brand new event for Halloween. There was a brand new event for Christmas. There was a brand new event, like, different game modes for all these things. And then year 2, it was the same Halloween event. It was the same Christmas event. The only one that
Exactly
changed...
the same?
Yeah. They added, like, a couple more character options for the Halloween one, and, like, very, very minor changes, but not, like, anything worth noting. One of them, the summer one, Lucio Ball, they added a new stage for, but it's literally just a soccer field. So it's like, okay, cool, I have very slightly different backdrop. Thank you. And now, like, the Archives event is their one time when they really do a big lore drop, because they do, it's basically a single level of a single-player game. Or not a single-player game, but, like, a 4 players versus the environment game. Does that make sense? It's not a competitive shooter. And they have done 2 in their first 2 years of doing it, and they will most likely do a 3rd one this year. But that's the only one that they, like, really do anything majorly new for, outside of just, like, new costumes, which are sick and I love, but it's not enough to be like, oh hell yeah, I'm still playing Overwatch, I'm so happy I'm doing that because of all this new content. Just doesn't feel that way. There's been a lot of rumor that they're going to start releasing heroes more often, because right now they do 1 every 4 months roughly.
Okay.
They've never announced a specific schedule, but that's been the trend. But in the past, when they've talked about how many heroes they have ready to launch, they've been like, yeah, we have 2 or 3 heroes ready to go. We just design them and are like tightening them up before we release them. But the past few times I've talked about it, they've been like, yeah, we have 6 or 7 heroes pretty much ready to launch. Which is kind of vague terminology, because that could just mean they know what their kit's going to be, or they know what their lore is going to be, what their look's going to be. But it kind of implies they might start releasing more, which I'd be very into. But I also understand why that's challenging, because they do try and maintain their esports scene.
Yawn. No one even does esports anymore.
Yeah, no one watches Overwatch League. Actually, I got super into it this year. I watched a few matches last year, but it just was always on when I was at work, so I couldn't really watch it. This year I've confirmed my suspicions of my favorite teams from the few games I watched last year.
Oh.
And I've like actually got a pretty good sense of the majority of the teams.
But I love it.
Probably my favorite team is Philly Fusion, but they're challenging to like, because sometimes they play absolutely amazingly and are just completely on their fucking game and just destroying everyone. Other times they just cannot seem to cooperate and cannot seem to capture a fucking point. So they, in a single like match against someone, they can go back and forth between being probably one of the best teams in Overwatch League as far as like just teamwork to going directly to one of the worst, and makes it very challenging to watch. And then I like Shock, San Francisco Shock a lot, but I haven't watched them as much this year. One of the new teams, Vancouver Titans, kick a lot of ass, but I have a hard time saying I like them just because they're undefeated right now and they're new, and I didn't say I liked them before they became undefeated in the first stage.
Cocky ass.
There are a couple of really interesting teams that just aren't performing very well. One, the Chengdu Hunters, is a Chinese-based team, and I had not realized that Chinese Overwatch players have such a different meta, like just different characters they play.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So because of that, it's really interesting seeing them play compositions against other people. Most teams are playing the exact same 6 heroes every fight, for the most part, with minor variants. But then these guys take a couple of characters that just really are not common picks at all and just fucking stomp with them because other people do not know how to deal with it.
That's very interesting.
And it's not strictly that, like, they're such an amazing team. A lot of it is just, like, other teams don't know how to deal with their flavor. This is helpful. I really don't like this section because there's not a really good way to go between these guys.
What's your goal here?
Just kill all these monsters.
Oh.
I think the best move I could do is to dodge them and then knock those balls back at them in slow-mo. Yeah, then also the Hangzhou Charge, I think their name is, are another Chinese team, and they have mostly started playing what's called the Goats meta that most people are playing. But they'll occasionally pull out some weird shit. This doesn't seem to hurt me, so I guess I can just... Oh no, it does hurt me. Cool. That's chill. Ugh.
Wow.
I did it. I made it.
That's very interesting. I never considered that like different regions would have.
Yeah, I never really thought of it before.
Styles. Yeah.
Because they would talk about how similar the Korean, UK, and American metas are, and then kind of joked about like, yeah, well, the Chengdu Hunters are starting to play, so maybe we'll see some of that crazy Chinese Overwatch we're always hearing about, and then like first match they're just making picks no one else makes. Yeah, this part's fun because I can just unexpectedly be hit by a car.
That's chill. It's a good thing you don't have very much to hit and stuff.
Yeah. I do have the distinct advantage not caring too extremely much.
I guess when you don't care if you live or die, it's easier.
It's really empowering. Oh, yeah.
That's chill. It's a cool thing to have happen.
See, and I do have complete control of the camera, so I could turn it around to actually see the oncoming cars. But it's kind of fun to just get hit by cars intermittently.
Yeah, just live on the edge. I understand.
Live and let die and all that. Shadow remains cast. That's what the character said.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Which I can't really say if it means anything or not.
Means whatever you want it to mean.
Wow, kind of open to interpretation, eh?
Yeah.
I wish everywhere I ran, beautiful flowers would just sprout up behind me for a couple seconds before dying, I guess. I guess that's what's happening.
Well, you know, it's hard to see but right directly behind you, so for all you know, that is happening.
You're so fucking right. I can't even believe how right you are right now.
Oh, this is a lot.
These are some of my favorite characters to fight, because they're one of the few that, like... I feel like their fights are very interesting to watch, because everyone's jumping and moving around so much.
Yeah.
You can pretty much just go fucking wild on them, and it will end up working.
Oh, okay. Yeah. The best strategy is no strategy. That's how I play beat 'em ups.
Oh, fuck, I just got hit by a car. Oh, fuck.
Man, I'm not comfortable. Oh, it's because there's giant pillows under my ass.
I'll do it, eh?
They're only like half under my ass.
Half under my ass.
Give the base. I don't know what that meant. Ooh. Wow.
I got a pony.
I love that.
This
Don't love that so much.
is a little challenging. I was thinking before I went into that, I couldn't remember what the torture attack was for them, and I think I remember why I don't know that.
Well, that's too bad. Enzo.
No, it's a different angry car.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, all the best games have multiple angry cars. You should learn this.
I guess that's true.
I did not press the very sudden
Oh, you
quick
got
time
quick-timed.
event. As is so often the fate of our beloved intrepid adventurer. He got quick timed. He really did.
There was a game that my dad had when I was a kid on PC. And it was called, I think it was called like Pods or something like that. And it looked really cool. Like, it looked like a really interesting game, and it had like a really interesting premise. But it was just a racing game. And every time, even after I knew what it was, every time I'd see like the box sitting on like his desk or something, I'd be like, man,
I did it.
an awesome game and I want to play it. And then I'd put it in and I'd be like, man, I knew this was like a really run-of-the-mill racer.
Wasn't expecting to be different this time.
Happened to be set in like a futuristic world with a really interesting backstory that doesn't have anything to do with the game.
Like Jet Moto.
Yeah, kind of.
Fire guns. I have 3 different fire guns buttons. That's pretty exciting.
He had an additional game that I always wanted to like. It was called Descent. You ever heard of Descent?
Is that a shooter?
It's kind of, yeah, kind of. But you're in like a.
I think I know it only by name. And people discussing it.
It's a shooter.
It's like a horror shooter.
But it's also like you're in these like labyrinths sort of environments. But you're like controlling a ship, so the idea is like you're going into the ship into like a cavern, into like this really like machiny, futuristic kind of cavern. And that was it. And again, I was like, man, that sounds cool. And then I'd play it, and I'd be like, man,
Maybe not as cool.
mid-90s PC games were not the best.
I don't think I meant to go this way.
What? Well, I'm sorry I wasn't playing Sailor Moon
I'm sorry
games.
I'm sorry about that too. Oh, Sailor Moon Flash games? Yo, random anime Flash games.
No, I mean, to be fair, the game that I'm talking about sounds a lot, looks a lot better than the games that I did play. You want to tell Taun about the Sailor Moon game?
Because I would love to hear about it. Oh my god. But I'm guessing you played them for dozens of hours.
The Vanquish Queen Marrow, I don't really know the There was one that
Wasn't one of them just like FMVs that you just couldn't interact with? You just watched the music video one? I'm sorry, I'm doing something different.
I've again fallen to the ground.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Yeah, it sounds like you had a much better PC game experience than I did. Look at that. I remember seeing that. We've talked about this, but I remember specifically the memory of seeing American McGee's Alice on the shelf at Comp USA.
Yo, shouts outs.
Yeah.
Comp USA, if you're listening, just let us know if you want to be on the show. We'd love to have you.
Yeah. Yeah, we get that sweet Comp USA sponsorship.
Almost didn't have it, locked it down in the last minute.
Yeah.
I had a computer, I called it a game. That was, sounds like it was pretty similar to the Sailor Moon one, but it was Power Rangers.
Okay.
And it was really more of, I don't even know. You could make like activity pages. Like, I remember making a lot of calendars for my family because you could make a calendar with the Power Rangers on it.
Oh, how fun.
And I remember making one for my sisters to mark off every time they brushed their teeth. And it was probably the wrong month. Probably just everything about it was incorrect. But I'd yell at them if they didn't fill it out right.
They're
And then finally,
so hard to get everyone on board with brushing their teeth.
yeah, which is astonishing because I do not at all have the greatest dental hygiene practices. But somehow that was my hill to die on as a youth. And I think it annoyed my siblings so much because I remember getting a talking to from my mom like, hey bud, like, if you want to play this game, that's totally fine. It's totally exciting. That's awesome. But I don't think your sisters are too excited about it. And you don't have to make them be.
Oh. No one wants to play your toothbrushing game.
And I sometimes, wow, it's really actually affecting me emotionally right now that I can't, in this moment, recall the one song that this game played on loop. Because I remember it used to haunt my dreams, kind of thing. Like, I was so just enraptured by this very specific song that would play on loop for hours and hours while I was just looking at the fun Power Rangers pictures and making stupid fucking calendars for my sisters.
Yeah. Yeah. That sounds great.
There was another one that was a Nickelodeon thing that similarly you could just like, well, not even similarly, it came with a camera, so you could take your picture and then use that picture for things. So you could like put your face on like a space person and then just laugh that the space person had your face in space, and you could like make asteroids fly by. And a bunch of just like really, really mundane, stupid shits like that just fucking blew Little Taun's mind. You better believe that's all I was playing.
That's awesome. I had a couple games that were kind of like in that same vein. One was from, I guess it wasn't like that similar, and they were definitely for children, but excuse me. But I had one that was like from Crayola, and it was just like about coloring. We've had extensive discussions about this, the ghost stuff. And then I had another one that was from the San Diego Zoo. And it was like a game of like exploring the zoo. And like it might have had little mini games, but mostly it was just like a collection of like pre-rendered like videos from the zoo. And like information about the animals and stuff like that. But I really liked it. I remember the Crayola one specifically because you could like run your mouse over the like color like swatch, and like the little voice would tell you, like would say aloud the name of the color that you were hovering over, so you could just do it quickly. And like and I remember that for some reason the voice over sounded like he had a lisp, but only when saying the color cyan. So it was like Cheyenne. Like fascinated by that, and I just like run my mouth over and over.
Make that fool embarrass himself over and over again on loop.
Yeah. Yeah. Was there another one that I had like that? Like a thing like that? I don't remember. I felt like I had one ready to go.
Wow.
One in the chamber.
A grand buffoon.
But now I'm like starting to remember it. Busy games, man. Ooh, the whole sequence, huh?
Yeah. It's a very long time that you're just on that motorcycle. And I always just hold down forward and the shoot button and then occasionally dodge.
Oh, that's dreadful.
And it takes like 10 fucking minutes, it feels like. Jesus.
Will you start right back here? Or are you going to have to do that motorcycle bit again?
I'll be right here with these homies.
Alright. Well, since you're saved, do you want to put a cork in it and we'll pick it up on the next one?
I do. I want that. I like it very much.
You're a good friend to me, and I appreciate you. And also, all of you at home, or on the bus if that's where you're watching this, or listening
Or in the
to it.
hotel.
Or in your hotel. Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
Or when you're calling a cab. And singing The Killers.
I won't be part of this. Alright, bye.
He said party.